evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Press Box. I'm Brian Carson with my partner Kenny V. Kenny Varner, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing well. Another beautiful day out there compared to the last couple. So, you know, it was definitely got spring fever after today. So,
Do you know
how
why
are
it's
you?
do you know why it's beautiful, buddy? Tomorrow is state wrestling.
Oh yeah,
That's why it's beautiful. The
that's your Christmas time, isn't it?
PIAA. Yes, it's my Christmas time. IB Warrior 1416 made a comment. I'm going to get to that in a minute, I promise you, because I don't know. Maybe. I think you're right with Manville. I don't know about Perry. We'll talk about it. But first, Kenny, you got a wrap up of some stuff non wrestling related, correct?
That's correct. We got some swimming to talk about, some younger basketball. We got a little bit of a hodgepodge of everything in the shout outs today.
I
Uh,
tried swimming once and I went to the bottom. I sunk.
well, I don't have that problem because poop floats, so I'm good.
So go ahead with the swimming.
All right, we'll start off with the Belfont swimmers. The girls earned their third consecutive D6 title over the weekend. Caitlin Packer broke a school record in the 100-meter butterfly with a time of 1 minute point 36. On the boys' side, the Red Raiders finished third. All in all, the team will be sending 6 girls and 5 boy swimmers to states.
That's
Congratulations!
pretty good.
Yeah, they did well. They have
Unfortunately, our Huskies only had 3 kids come out, so they didn't have a program this year.
yeah, but they actually, believe it or not, did an independent swimmer.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah? How'd they do?
well, Jacob Kratzer actually made it to the District Six swimming championships. In two, I believe it was the 100-meter freestyle and the 50-meter freestyle. So even though he was swimming by himself, he still was able to qualify and make it to district. So congratulations. Another independent, I believe, is Juniata swimmer Daniel Shear. He actually finished ninth in the 100-meter freestyle and 11th in the 50-meter. So congratulations to both of them. That must be hard swimming by yourself and having
Yeah.
no competitor or no teammates to
Yeah,
root you on.
you read my mind. I was gonna think that that's like really hard. That would be that would be like one year Carlton Hasselrig for Johnstown. They didn't have a program. He petitioned, didn't wrestle all year, got into the districts and won state championship.
Wow.
Went 10-0.
That just shows you how strong mentally he was.
Yeah,
Wow.
but practicing by yourself. But I interrupted you, and I'm sorry. You were going to say something else about the Belfont swimmers to give them their recognition.
Oh, just that I guess they're sending 6 girls and 5 boys swimmers to state. They have one of those. In the last couple of years, they've been really building up a legendary program. Um,
Cool.
up this way in Center County. Of course, the leaders in the legendary programs is State College.
Well,
If
yeah.
you
I mean,
ever see their wall in their swimming palatial palace in the high school there, their wall is all full of district champions and district championships and stuff. So, but Belfont's starting to build something. Um,
nice.
and talking about building something, the Penns Valley swimming program, which has really gained momentum over the last couple of years, started with just a couple. Now they have a full fledged team. Uh, they were led this weekend by Maggie Delaney, and she finished with a new District Six AA record time in her event of 1 minute and 4 seconds, um, topping her old District Six record. So, congratulations to her. Charlotte Delaney. I don't know if it's any relation, maybe sister or cousin or something. Finished she got the bronze in the 500 freestyle with a time of 5:26.09. And on the boys' side, teammate Liam Quigley finished with 2 gold medals and a trip to Bucknell for state competition. So,
Nice.
nice. Center County is really starting to become a hotbed for swimmers, which is nice. And this is the last swimming I have is whoops, I kind of got ahead of myself here.
It's all right,
Alana
man.
Kane, we talked about her being the first swimmer in Bald Eagle area history. She finished in good standing with a fifth place in the 50-yard freestyle at the District 6 Championship. So another swimmer that has to do it all by herself with just her mom, coaching her there. So um, congratulations to them.
Yeah.
Here's something down your line, and we talked about last week about the girls wrestling programs.
Yes.
Former Bald Eagle standout, female wrestler Grace Stem.
STEM.
Yeah, she finished fourth for Lock Haven College in the championship competition this weekend.
I
So
love it.
yeah,
Go, Grace.
it was a close match, and but she fell in her last match, but still finishing fourth. Not bad.
Do you know what I'm going to do tonight, Kenny?
What's that?
I'm going to pick every winner tomorrow in double A, triple A, who's going to be state champ.
Oh, cool! Kind of like the March Madness for wrestling.
Yeah, but if I'm wrong, you guys can criticize me, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to get to like I said, I'm going to put it up here. IV Warrior 14-16. Put this up. I expect round 4 with Manville versus Dalton Perry at the 139-pound state championship. Quite possible. It would be another great one. They've had 2-1, ultimate tiebreaker, 1-0, 3-0. Perry, you think soon, would decide not to go down because nobody can get out from Manville's ride. Maybe he'll learn his lesson, but if you saw the brackets, they put Perry in the same bracket as Colin Rath of Becca. And Rath has already beaten Perry. He's already beaten Manville. Kenny, listen to this. The Colin Rath, he was third last year as a 10th grader. I mean, a 9th grader.
Mm-hmm.
He has beaten 5 state champions this year.
Wow. That's not too shabby.
So I agree with you, Ivy Warrior, in the fact it could be Perry again. But it also might be. Manville's got a clear path to the finals. But I think Rath will meet Perry in the semis. And Rath could get him again. We'll see.
Now, how hard is it for a wrestler to beat it? Like in football, you always, and like NFL, the third time is always the toughest. How hard is it for a wrestler to like do a season sweep, like a three matches?
It's incredibly difficult, just like it is in sports to be. I mean, unless you're like, a Spencer Lee, man, and you just are so dominant, but it's tough. And that's why Manville, Perry, you remember last week when we had Tom Elling on?
Mm-hmm.
Perry's got to shoot more. And the only thing Tom said he agreed with what he did going down. I don't agree with that. I think, so far they've had 3 matches and Manville has rode him out the whole time.
Mm.
Do not go down anymore. Do not. Even if Manville chooses top when it's his choice, don't go down if you can't help it. And then take good shots. I mean, he tried to headlock a state champion. Now, I know he did it against Scott Johnson of Muncie, but you don't do it against a guy that knows you. They've met 3 times now. You don't headlock a guy that knows what your main move is. Perry's is that headlock. So, but hey, I'm curious. IV Warrior 1416. Yeah, I agree with you, IV Warriors 1416. That is a wrestler I'm sure Penn State is already looking at. When you can beat 5 state champs as a sophomore, Raph, they're looking at him. It's good. He's a crazy good kid, and well, it's Becca. What can you say? But I am going to go over first our locals, Mifflin Center, Juniata counties.
Okay.
And then I'm going to predict, man.
All right.
Every finals, double AAA. But I am curious about something.
What's that?
IV Warrior 1416. Send me your real name, please. I'm just curious to see if you wrestled. With the IV Warrior, I'm sure you did. Or you were a parent of a wrestler. Yeah, see there, Raph beat Perry 1-0 at state goals, and he beat 5 champs, man. Can't beat that.
No, not at all.
First, before I go into this stuff, Kenny, you don't care if I give a plug, do you?
Oh no, go right ahead.
All right. I'm going to give a plug. We are broadcasting. I am Big Louie, AM 670, 92.9 FM, and streaming at biglouie.com. All 3 days of the states, double A and triple A, starting at 9 p.m. tomorrow morning with Pigtails and first round of double A's. They will be we'll get on the air about 8:50 with a little pre-match stuff. Then 9 o'clock, we got I think 1 or 2 kids in the pigtail. We are going to be covering in AA Mount Union, Huntington, Southern Huntington, Midwest, Juniata, and AAA Mifflin County. So, and then AAA first pigtails and first rounds will come on at 4, and that's going to be live on Big Louie, AM 670, 92.9 FM, and streaming online at biglouie.com.
Nice.
I won't do the Huskies play here stuff, how we go to commercial, because there's more than just Huskies involved.
Gotcha.
All right. We're going to go down through our guys. And if you would chime in, please, Kenny.
Okay.
If you want. We'll start out, since you covered a lot of these teams. We'll start out in AA. We're going to talk about the press box cover. Our main focus is Mifflin Center, Juniata County. So Bald Eagle area's got 3 kids in. 121, Lucas Phi. Surprisingly, I mean, he's good. He's really good. But they gave him the number 1 seed.
Wow.
At 121, he's going to take on the winner of a pigtail match between Matthew Almedina of Mid-Valley and Cooper Feltman of Notre Dame Green Pond. And I'm sorry, Phi's the 2nd seed. I guess I don't know how to read a bracket anymore. Still good.
Oh, yeah.
At 127, Cohen Bainey, who was 3rd in the region, he takes on Stephen Harris of Conwell Egan. And at 172, Caleb Close, who is the number 1 seed, at 172, takes on the winner of Shamir Davenport of Belmont Charter and Robbie Schneider of Lackawanna Trail. You want to know how tough wrestling is when you get to regionals and stuff like that, Kenny?
What's that?
The Lackawanna Trail kid, Schneider, was undefeated coming into regionals, and he lost twice.
Oh, wow.
Well, District 4, they're nasty buggers.
How many do they take?
Oh, okay. I know who you are, Marlon. Yeah, Marlon Gross.
Okay.
'99 graduate. Oh, I'm so freaking old.
Oh, geez.
I was covering Ivy back then. Oh, yeah, Penn State. Next week we're going to talk about. We'll try. We're going to get a guest on here if we can. We're going to talk Nationals college next week
Mm-hmm.
on the press box. But see, look at that. He's a longtime fan. Look at this. Look at this, Kenny from Marlin. Woohoo!
Wow.
I love it, man. 30-year
Yes.
wrestling fan.
Yes.
I love that.
Hmm.
So, oh yeah, I'm sorry. There, I lost my track. I'll get it, Ken. All right, now well, you have a comment on Bald Eagle guys. You covered them. I saw Close last year as a freshman, and I was so impressed with that kid. He placed at states. Now he's 172, a sophomore. Just keeps getting better and better. And we already know about Phi and Baney.
Yeah, the Bald Eagle team, they started out kind of slow, but they've built momentum up until this point, and they're peaking right now. So if anybody would ask, well, who has the momentum going into this, I'd have to say the Bald Eagle kids.
Yeah, they were first. They won district team title, and I think they were second at regionals. So not bad for the Eagles. Then we got the Rams, who you mentioned before, Penns Valley at 133. Colton Shunk will take on Connor Rezkowski of Cranberry in a pigtail match. Baylor Shunk of Penn State is his older brother. 152, kid that's really good. We know that. Ty Watson, sixth in the state last year as a sophomore. He's taking on the winner of a pigtail match between Reese Bakakis of Kane and Kobe Moore of Camp Hill. Watson is the second seed. And a kid, I'll be honest, surprised me getting in. At 215, Colin Brungart will take on Jared Blody. Jared Blody of Notre Dame Green Pond in a pigtail match. Any comments on the Rams, Mr. Barner?
Ty is definitely a tough dude and a tough out. So he's coming in there healthy. He's going to tear it up.
Yeah, wrestling stud, football stud. Does he play baseball?
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did, if he was a three-sport athlete. We move on to PO. They did get one in. Freshman, 107-pounder Caleb Hummel. He will take on in a pigtail matchup Chase Homan of Hamburg. Have you seen Caleb at all?
I saw him once. I saw him once early in the season, but I don't know too much about him.
At Belfont did sneak one in. I didn't know if they were going to get anybody or not. But Gage Long at 145 made it. He's going to take on in the first round Travis Reifenstahl of Saucon Valley. And everybody that knows wrestling knows how tough of a team Saucon Valley is. You see these kids from Saucon Valley and Notre Dame Green Pond, they have like 9-10 losses, and you're going like, well, how can they be any good? Well, it's because of what they're wrestling. They've been Iron Man, Escape the Rock, Powerade. It's just crazy good. They're meeting the top competition from around the country, not just our state.
Yeah.
So records. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that that old saying, to be the best, you got to beat the best, and apparently that's what their team's motto is, going up against in these tough tournaments like that.
Yeah, and record means nothing. You can't. You cannot look at records down here and go, well, I'm taking him. Okay. Juniata, 139, Taylor Smith. He will take on in a first-round match Bryson Vaughn of Notre Dame Green Pond. And it would have been nice if Casey, his brother, could have been there with him, but unfortunately he got hurt near the midway point of the season and could not go his senior year. But Smith, a senior, very good on top. He's a solid rider, likes to tilt. And one thing that's good about him, I was talking to his head coach, one of his head coaches, Adam Barrick, is he had a crap ton of close matches at regionals last week, 7-6, overtime stuff. And that prepares you for Hershey because every match is going to be tough. Every match. You don't get to this point without being good. This is the best our state has to offer, and we have the best wrestling in the country. You've seen Taylor, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Tough rider, isn't he?
He is.
I think he needs to be more aggressive on his feet, but he can keep people down. And that does it for AA. Let's move to AAA. We only have 2 teams, State College and the Mifflin County Huskies. State College with 5 regional champions finished second in the region. At 127, Hayden Cunningham will take on Quinn Smith of Springford in the first round. Pearson Manville, who we've just talked about, returning state champion, will take on the winner of Jake Neal of Central Bucks South and Tanner McCracken of Ephrata. Manville is the number 1 seed in the tournament. 145, Asher Cunningham of State College, brother of Hayden, younger brother. He is the number 4 seed. He will take on the winner of a pigtail match between Jason Fleener of North Allegheny, excuse me, and Max Paris of Westchester East. At 172, Carter Weaverling will take on Blaze Idol of Wilson Westlawn. This is something you don't see much anymore. Idol has a record of 50-8.
How is that possible?
That is a lot of matches to go through in a season. That used to be like the old days in the 80s when these guys would come in, like Mike Carr and them from Meadville and Erie Prep and them, and have like 55 matches.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 50-8. I'd be tired.
Oh, definitely.
Then at heavyweight, Nick Pavlechko, number 2 seed, 3rd in the state last year, takes on the winner of Avery Coons of Chambersburg and Maxwell Roy of St. Joseph's Prep. What can you say about the Little Lions? All 5 of those kids have a chance of, 4 are going to place. Weaverling is on the bubble. Manville, I think, will win it. Pavlechko will get into the finals. And you got the Cunninghams will medal. Weaverling's on the bubble, like I said. They didn't have a strong dole meet team, but the Little Lions are tough with these 5 hammers that they got. I know you've seen them too. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on State College?
These are teams that you've talked about quite a bit also on the show throughout. It seems like it's been constantly those 5 wrestlers. What can you say about Manville? He's a machine. He's beaten Perry. I think that if he doesn't win a state championship, it won't be a successful year for him. Pavlechko, I've seen him as well dominate his way through in the districts. A very powerful wrestler, very tall and built, and
that's appropriate. That's appropriate power.
Mm-hmm. So and the Cunninghams, they're sneaky good,
Yeah, look who their dad is. Casey Cunningham, national champion at Central Michigan and assistant wrestling coach at Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
You better be good.
Yeah, definitely.
My only concern about Pavlechko, he'll get to the finals, but he's light for a heavyweight, And Sean Kenny of Nazareth, last year's state champ, is a big boy. Big boy. And that might be a problem for him. So now we go to the Huskies of Mifflin County. They qualified 4 into Hershey. And that, by the way, was honestly pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Getting 4 in. At 121, Hunter Johnson, the only one who's coming back to states, the other guys are here for the first time. He will take on Scotty Raymond of Pocono Mountain East in the first round. At 152, Parker Kearns has a pigtail match with Nate Jones of Waynesburg. Tough getting a District 7 kid right out of the bat. At 172, Avery Arndt has a first-round battle with Talon Hogan of Penridge. And finally, at heavyweight, Peyton Kearns, who, sorry, I got something in my throat, missed most of the season trying to make weight. He's only had 15 matches, made it to states. Very impressive for the sophomore. But he probably has, out of all the kids we mentioned, even in AA, the toughest opening round matchup. He gets Nikolai Brotzman of Donegal, who is 34-3 and was second in the South Central Regional to Leighton Schmick, who I think is ranked like 3rd in the state. So Kearns got a toughie, but the Kearns boys this is an easy trivia question. Only the second set of brothers in Mifflin County to make it to states. I wonder who the other 2 were.
Gee, I think I could even answer that one.
Yeah. Hayden and Trent Hodley.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's interesting. District 6 has 3 sets of brothers that made states. For State College, you got Hayden and Asher Cunningham. Mm-hmm. For Mifflin County, you got Parker and Peyton Kearns. And Central Mountain, you have Gino and Rocco Serafini. Brother. It's a big part of wrestling. But the Huskies, I think they got good, except for Kearns. And Kearns anybody can beat anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The toughest is going to be him, like I said. But they all have winnable first-round matches, I think.
Mm-hmm. And we talked about this. I don't know if this was on air or off there, but you said that with Hunter Johnson coming back, if he can stay healthy, he can make a good run.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he had to default to NASDO at Williamsport. He stepped off the mat awkwardly and re-injured an ankle, I guess, that was bugging him a couple weeks ago. We heard it, and hopefully the week's rest, which is something new this year. AAA usually didn't have a rest; it was AA that would get the week rest. And now this year it was AAA because AA regionals, Southwest regionals were up in Altoona. So hopefully that week off helped them get ready here.
Most definitely.
But he's going to have a toughie. He's going to win his first round match. But then in the quarters, he's going to get Mason Ziegler of Quakertown, the 3rd seed. And that's going to be a toughie. All right, here it comes.
All right.
Brian's fearless predictions.
You should put on the music.
You want me to put on Walking the Ducks?
Yeah, put on Walking the Ducks for this.
All right, we're going to do Walking the Ducks to get my state championship preview. Do we keep it on or just as an intro?
Just do it as an intro.
Yeah, that could get annoying. Feeding the Ducks. Here we go. Brian's incredible. Brian's incredible. Take it to the bank. State championship predictions. Feeding the Ducks. You can take these picks to Vegas. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. All right. They don't take too much brains. I got a couple upsets, but pretty much are what is expected, I think. We'll start out in double A, all right?
Okay.
107 pounds, returning state champion Aaron Seidel of Northern Lebanon will win this weight. Kid is a stud, Kenny. In 2 years, he's a sophomore, 93-1 career record.
Wow.
Yeah, just smooth, slick. It's his weight to lose. So that's it. 107, Aaron Seidel. 114, we got a District 6 kid, Landon Bainey of West Branch. Multiple state placer. He's coming in to the tournament ranked number 1 by PIAA Power Wrestling, and he got the number 1 seed. Excuse me again. He will be the winner at 114. Now, I could have gone overboard and said, this is who will beat in the finals. But I don't want to really embarrass myself. So I only picked the champs. 121. Second seed, Gage Botero of Faith Christian. This kid caught my attention when he was an 8th grader and he beat Nick Allison at the Surge tournament. And, you know, I think he was 3rd or 4th last year as a freshman. Botero, or 5th, somewhere around there, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Botero, he's ranked 2nd, but I think he's going to win it this year at 121. 127, Southwest Regional Champion Chris Vargo of Bentworth is my pick at the 27-pound weight class. He is he's not flashy. The thing with him is you don't score much against him. I mean, he really doesn't give up many points. And you know how in Hershey, you're going to have 3-2, 2-1 tiebreaker matches, and that's his game. That's what he's used to. 27 is wide open, though. I mean, it is. You got at least 4 or 5 kids who could win it, but I'm going to go with Vargo. 133, Jaden Pepe, Wyoming area. Without a doubt, the toughest weight class in Double A. You have 2 state champions in it, Kenny. Pepe and Scott Johnson of Muncie. You have Connor Heckman of Midwest, who was 3rd last year. You have Dylan Granahan of Benton, who was 5th last year. Man, excuse me. And Charlie Robeson, who was 6th from Conwell Egan. So you got 3 returning placers and 2 state champions back.
Oh, so no margin of error in this weight class.
No, and Jaden Pepe is how are you under the radar like this? Nobody talks about him. Nobody writes about him. Jaden Pepe is going for his 3rd state title. He's got a career record of 152-5.
Man.
And he won states last year, dude, 15-5 major.
Wow.
In the state finals. And then even more impressive than that, last week at the Southeast Regional. Believe it or not, the Northeast Regional, that weight class, the 3 guys I mentioned, the 2 state, Johnson, the returning state champ, Pepe, and Heckman were all there at the region. He beat Heckman in the semi 10-4 and Johnson in the finals 8-4.
Wow.
This kid is amazing on his feet. I think it's because Wyoming area is District 2 up in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, and it's not that well known for wrestling. If this kid was somewhere in like District 11 or District 7 or even District 3, they would be writing about him like crazy. Plus, he's a dumbass. He's going to Harvard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Going to Harvard to wrestle, I don't know what he's doing for his education, but you know he's not dumb if he's going there. Just a heck of a wrestler. He's my pick at 133. Toughest weight class in Double A. Now I got a little bit of an upset here. 139. Brady Collins of Clearfield. He is the let me check real quick. I don't see that, Kenny. I aren't you impressed? I was doing Pepe stuff off the top of my head.
Wow, that is good.
That's how much of a wrestling geek I am. But I have to look here. I don't know where Collins. You know the only reason that's buried in my head's Kenny. I got a preview column in the Sentinel tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And Heckman is it, and I wrote about Pepe in that.
Nice.
Yeah, Collins is the fourth seed. Not expected to. Maybe he's expected to get into the semis. The favorite is Anthony Evanitsky of Wyoming area. But I like Collins. I think he's going to go through. It's a wide open weight. Clearfield's down from triple to double A. Collins, you old timers will know, his dad, Scott Collins, was a state champ for Clearfield and a national champion for West Virginia. Now, without looking it up, if somebody can tell me who Scott Collins when he in West Virginia, who he beat for a national championship, I don't know. I don't have a prize, but I will praise you for doing it. See if anybody can get it before the end of the show. Without looking up, I trust you. Looking it up. Collins beat another Pennsylvanian for a national championship. The clue I'll give is the guy he beat was from Penn State. Ding, ding. How's that Jeopardy theme go?
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. All right. 145. Vince Bouzakis, Notre Dame Green Pond. Bouzakis was a prep national champion last year for for Wyoming Seminary, and he transferred to Notre Dame Green Pond to, as you know, prep schools don't wrestle in the PIAA. So now he's going for a state title, and I believe he's going to get it. He's wrestled all over the country. He's been making a name for himself since he's been an elementary kid. So I think he won a prep title, and I think he's going to get a state title to add to his his trophy case.
Right.
152 pounds, returning state champ, Connor Hare of Montgomery at 152 pounds. This is his weight to lose. His brother Brant is a freshman. I think he's going to get to the finals, but I don't think he's going to win. I think he's at 21. I think he'll lose to Botero if that's the weight he's in. But the Hara brothers, really good for Montgomery. Connor's going to win it. We got a bunch of returning state champions in Double A that I'm going to talk about, and they're coming right now. Next, 160. Grant McKay of Laurel, state champion, coming back. He is going to Pitt to Russell College. This weight's his. It's no contest. The only way is, God forbid, and I hope not, is if he gets hurt. That's it. It's his weight. 172, another one that's going to be, I think, even though he's a returning state champ, is going to be considered by a lot of wrestling people an upset, and that's Holden Garcia of Notre Dame Green Pond. And I'm going to use what you brought up, Kenny. The theory that it's hard to beat somebody multiple times. He lost. He's lost 2 or 3 times to Adam Waters of Faith Christian, and Waters is a heck of a freshman. 40-1 for Faith Christian. Garcia's the returning state champ, but yet I think Waters has beaten him 2 or 3 times.
Mm.
And I think Garcia's going to get past Close, a bald eagle, in the semis. And then when it comes to the finals, no matter how good you are, a freshman in the state finals, the nerves are really going to kick in. Garcia's won it. He's been there. I think he's going to get the revenge on Waters and win the tournament. 189, the easiest pick of the night. If you would go against him, you have to have a railroad spike driven through your brain. Rune Lawrence of Fraser, state champ as a freshman, state champ as a sophomore. Here is a junior. Lawrence, listen to what he did last year, Kenny. Last year as a sophomore at States, he pinned his way all 4 matches. This year as a junior, districts, he pinned his way through districts. Regionals, he pinned his way through regionals. And nobody's gotten out of the first period.
Wow.
If there is ever a lock, it is this guy. This weight is not even close. He will get into the finals and just destroy.
That might be another one that Penn State looks at, huh?
Yeah, I'm hoping. His brother Thane went to Pitt, though.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, Penn State gets so many, it might scare people away.
That's true.
Finally, 215. Kid was second last year at heavyweight. Dropped down to 2, and he was a light heavyweight. Dropped down to 215, Austin Johnson of Muncie. And I think this is another one that's going to be an easy pick. Johnson's dominated 215 all year. If it's familiar, Scott Johnson, who I mentioned, who was a state champ, that's his brother. He's at 139. I have his brother losing to Pepe in the finals, but Austin Johnson 215. Then the beast, Riley Robel, Bishop McDevitt, heavyweight, second as a sophomore, state champ last year. If anybody decided to watch the state championships in football on PCN, McDevitt, Robel's the one that completely dominated everybody in that game. And why, I can't remember who they play now because I'm getting senile. But Robel in that game had 3 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, and 2 batted balls. And he's a stud wrestler too, but he's going to James Madison to play football. He owns a win over Pavlechko of State College, pinned him. He is this year. Him and Lawrence are the 2 locks. There's nobody that can touch him at their weight. That's double A. Am I having fun, Kenny? I'm not boring you, am I?
No, I'm just.
I know you're a basketball guy. Bear with me. It's our time now.
That's right. Well, yeah, definitely.
Just kidding. Triple A. Probably the most impressive freshman of the season, Keanu Dillard of Bethlehem Catholic. He only has 1 loss, and that was to a kid from New Jersey. He was a stud in PJWs. He's a stud here in high school. He's going to win the weight. If you see, usually when you see freshmen win titles, it's not up where Waters is at 172. It's usually down here at 7 or 14. So Dillard, 114, familiar, Bethlehem Catholic again. Nathan Desmond, returning state champ. As a sophomore, he's a returning state champ. Won it as a freshman. What can you say about him? He didn't wrestle like a freshman, and definitely with another year experience as a sophomore, he's basically been unbeatable. And I got him at 114. 121. Don't get mad at me, Mifflin County people. Kale Nasdio, Williamsport. Nasdio's second in the state as a sophomore. He's battled injury this year. He's committed to Penn State to wrestle. He's healthy. it's going to be closer than people think, but it is his weight to lose. I mean, everybody can come out and have a bad day. You know that, Kenny.
Almost definitely.
And but it's his to lose. I'm taking Nasdio of Williamsport. 127 returning state champ Vincent Kilkeary of Greater Latrobe, going to Ohio State to Russell College. We've seen him. Mifflin County fans have seen him when they did the super regionals during the COVID year. He wrestled Nick Allison.
Okay.
Allison took him to his back and was beating him, and then got pinned. Because Kilkeary's got a motor, he keeps coming, and he's won 2 state titles, going for 3. 133. Maddox Shaw, Thomas Jefferson. If you're noticing a pattern in AAA, it's District 7 kids and District 11, because they dominate every year, and I think they're going to do it again. Maddox Shaw, 3rd last year as a freshman. Just been to big tournaments, Ironman, Powerade. That helps. I mean, you're used to the big crowds that you're going to get at states. 139, which Mr. Gross brought up. I think Pearson Manville State College will repeat as a state champion. It's going to be a tough weight. He's going to get either Perry or Colin Raff, like I said. Raff has beaten him already. He's beaten Perry 3 times. But I honestly think it'll be Raff and him, and I think he'll get him this time. I'm taking Manville.
Awesome.
145, Mac Church, Waynesburg, another District 7 kid, returning state champ. I'm trying to remember. I think Church is going to Virginia Tech, if I'm not mistaken. And that's his weight to lose. 152 is a wide open weight. I'm going to take, he's a returning state champ, but it's still wide open. I'm going to take Ty Waters of West Allegheny to win that one. I'm going to go to 52 real quick, because I don't have them off the top of my head in the brackets. Yeah, you got Waters as the number 1 seed, but you got Dagan Condomini of Northampton, Luke Sipes of Altoona, Ryan Garvick of Central Dauphin, Lucas Capusta, Hempfield. You got some good kids, Artis Simmons, and our guy Parker Kearns. But I'm going to go with Waters because he's the defending state champ and he knows what it's like to be in those finals and get a win. 160, Dylan Evans, Chartiers Valley, another returning state champion in AAA. Going to have a tough one. This is another wide open one. He is not the number 1 seed. It is Sean Taylor of West Allegheny. He upset Evans at the regionals. So that put Evans down in the bottom bracket. But I think it'll be a rematch between Evans and Taylor, and I think Evans will get him this time. What do you think? Kenny's like, I've never seen these guys.
I'm just looking and like, I'm listening to what you're saying because I've never heard of these.
We're almost done, I promise.
Oh no, you're fine. You're
172, Rocco Welsh, Waynesburg, going to Ohio State. Yes, the Buckeyes came in and got 2 Pennsylvania kids this year, Kilkeary and Welsh. Welsh, he's tough kid, really physical. Really, remember I told you before about Manville, he's very physical. Mm-hmm. You wrestled him, you'll feel it afterwards. That's right. What Rocco Welsh is. The most wide open weight in the state is 189 AAA. This is, I'm really serious. You have about 6 or 7 kids that could win this. But I'm going to take Tucker Hogan of Daniel Boone. Hogan was 3rd last year in the state. That's why I went with him. He was basically it's basically okay. He's the highest placer, so go with the highest placer. He's out of District 3. And then the other thing that's impressive about him when you're talking Pennsylvania, he's 40-0,
Nice.
hasn't lost.
Wow.
So I'm going to go with the undefeated guy. 215 returning champ, Sonny Sasso of Nazareth. His brother Sammy is at Ohio State, but Sonny, I think, is going, it's either Virginia or Virginia Tech. Sasso, this should be his weight, no problem.
Now his brother, you were talking about his brother. Didn't he qualify for nationals, NCAs?
Yeah, I think Sammy's ranked number 1
Okay.
in his class. He's a tough rider. He bores the hell out of me, though.
Mm.
Watching him, I got to be honest. Sammy he's all counter wrestling. He waits for the other guy to shoot. Then he's good in the scramble and counters and stuff, but he's just boring as hell to watch. Really, it's like watching paint dry. Now, 285. I debated this one, but going to go with the returning champ, Sean Kinney of Nazareth. The finals is definitely going to be him and Pavlechko. But I think his size will wear Pavlechko down, and I'm going to take Kinney. What do you think?
Okay,
that's my predictions. AAA team title will be Bethlehem Catholic. AA will be Faith Christian or Notre Dame Green Pond. And once again, I'll take Kinney off of there. You're done. Big Louie will be broadcasting yours truly, AM 670, 92.9 FM, and streaming online at biglouie.com. You can get the Big Louie app, too, and listen to it on your phone. We will have, starting tomorrow at 9 in the morning, we'll be on at 8:50. We'll start out of the gate with AA. I might as well go over that if you don't care.
No, that's fine.
Who we are going to be covering, because Big Louie's going to be covering the Huntington kids too. We're going to have the Mifflin County, Hunter Johnson, Parker Kearns, Avery Arndt, Peyton Kearns, Juniata. We're going to have Taylor Smith, Midwest, Matthew Smith and Connor Heckman. Huntington, is it Andrew? Yeah, I don't want to get his name wrong. Andrew McMonigal and Gunnar Singleton. And for Southern Huntington, Tommy Cohenauer. We will be broadcasting all 3 days, Giant Center in Hershey, starting at 9 o'clock tomorrow with AA, Pigtails in first rounds. And then at 4 o'clock, we'll have Pigtails and first round of AAA. And then there'll be some consolations, too. Hopefully, none of our guys are in it.
All right. Oh, definitely.
Unfortunately, some will be. That's just
Yeah.
the nature of the game down here. But listen to Big Louie. I don't want to keep plugging it, so I'll hide that now. So, are you going to States?
No, I won't be. I'll be actually out of town, taking a little bit of a breather in between sports, because next week starts the infamous spring sports previews for the Lewistown Sentinel and Lock Haven Express. So I've got to get a hold of some spring coaches next week, and it's going to be a busy week, and we'll be right into baseball. So I'm going to be listening to you on.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you grow up, like when I grew up watching the Yankees, it was Phil Rizzuto,
Yeah.
Those kind of guys.
And Bill White. Bill White.
Yeah, Bill White. Yep. And like there are certain people you see. I mean, I don't say you definitely look forward to listening to. to get the updates. And not trying to be a brown nose or anything, but when we think of Mifflin County wrestling, there's two people that we think of to hear the broadcast, and that was Bob Howard and you, my friend. I've never met anyone that has as much talent and as much knowledge of wrestling than you two, and it's great to, you make it easy for the novice to listen to and know what's going on. So it's good to see you doing that again tomorrow, and I'll be tuning in over the weekend.
Well, wow, I appreciate that. I'll send you that $50 later for that
So,
compliment. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, it's fun. With my health issues, people know about that. If they read the Sentinel, I missed most of the year and finally broadcasted last week at regionals, and it felt so good. I mean, I missed it tremendously, and I'm glad to be back and doing Hershey again. And this is either as a reporter or a broadcaster. This is how fast time flies, Kenny, and I know you know it too with yourself. This will be my 31st state championship that I've covered either as a writer or a broadcaster.
that's incredible.
Yeah, and I can remember being a rookie, being scared to death, about oh my God. I was even worried about how to get to the Giant Center when I first started, it was the Hershey Park Arena. And I knew how to get there because I went as a fan. And then when somebody said, well, the Giant Center is right by it, I breathed a sigh of relief because I was like, oh my God. I was worried about how to get there.
Wow.
And, you've been there so much now, I don't even need GPS. But hey, I appreciate that. But you deserve a break. Like you, I got spring sports too for the Sentinel. It'd be nice if I get my chair. I might do that. Go to a baseball game with a scorebook and just let the sun beat down on you.
Oh yeah, that there's nothing like that.
I love wrestling, but when the season's over, I used to look forward to like doing a baseball game with the sunshine and the breeze going and keeping the book.
Right.
Nice and then and then I think of Ray Wild in June 90-degree weather with a sweater vest on.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't sweat.
I know. You look at Ray, the guy and you sweat, for him.
Yeah, Ray, if you're listening, you got to tell me how you can rock that sweater vest and not sweat.
Well, he does roll up the sleeves.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But where would it be? You got spring, baseball, Ray Wild, Junior Babe Ruth.
Doesn't get any better than that.
No, you know that. Ray loves that stuff just like I love wrestling. Well, Mr. B, any departing final words for our audience until next week?
I have one quick shout out to
shout out who you want, man.
All right.
It's our show. We can go as long as we want.
Well, my main man, the Zach Attack, Zach Van Horn.
Yeah.
He competed this past weekend in the state Special Olympics bowling championships and finished second. So great job, Zach. And we're all proud of you. And the Bulldogs are proud of you as well. So congratulations on that. So
yeah, I bowled a 94 once. That's how bad I am. I bowled a 94, and that's my highest score ever.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I act. I'll be in a bowling match, and if I start throwing bad, I'll act like I hurt my back or something, so people.
Oh yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah.
But I want to remind everybody too. Next week will be a college NCAA preview. We're going to try to get a guest for that, but we're still going to talk about it even if we don't. We had trouble finding a guest this week. Everybody is like me. I don't like to stay. I like to sleep in my own bed. So I drive back and forth to Hershey. I've done it every year all 3 days, but most of the guys go down, the writers and that stuff, and they get a motel room. And I can understand it if you're coming from Erie and places like that. But,
Oh yeah. Right.
I live like an hour and 10 minutes away. I'm going to my bed. So we had some trouble. There was some guys that might have come on. We're going to come on, but, getting the media registered and checking into motels and all that good stuff. But we'll try to get a guest next week and talk about some college wrestling and watch Penn State win their, what is it, 10th national
10th.
title under Sanderson?
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's a given. The
Oh,
only
yeah.
way, and God forbid that Penn State will lose this title is if everybody got the flu at the same time. That's it. It's the only way. They own it. They have a chance. Well, we'll talk about it next week with Levi Haynes and that. They honestly have a chance to get 4 to 6 national champions.
Wow.
The record is 5 by Iowa.
Oh, wouldn't that be a kind of cool to beat the Iowa in for the
Yeah, that's the Dan Gable Iowa, not the Tom Brands Iowa. But hey, that's gonna. Any other shout outs, buddy?
Nope. I just had that one last shout out, and just want everybody to listen to Brian this weekend. All you wrestling fans, great show. He'll keep you involved and he'll make you feel like you're right there. So enjoy it, Brian. I'll be listening, and again, I'm glad to see you back out on the trail.
Thanks, and everybody, take off work. If you don't get flow and you're not going to Hershey, take off work or turn it on. Tell your boss, forget it. We're listening to wrestling. It's PIAA time, and we're going to do it. And hopefully we got some kids on that podium, on that medal stand that we can talk about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kenny, enjoy your time off until next week. You deserve it.
Thank you.
And pretty soon we're going to be getting, like we said, baseball and Junior Babe Ruth people on here.
Yeah, we'll be getting the spring started. Get this winter out of here.
Yeah, except for wrestling season, it's fine.
Yep.
This really hasn't been a bad winter though.
No,
it's been a pussycat as far as snow goes.
Yeah, and ice. We've been lucky.
Yeah. All right, people, that's going to wrap it up for the Press Box. Thank you for listening to this PIAA wrestling special on the Press Box. We do appreciate it. The ones that stayed for the whole hour and the ones that are going to be listening to the replay. Thank you for supporting us and listening to us every week. We'll be back next week, as I said, with a college wrestling special, the NCAAs. You are listening. Hopefully, we'll get some. I'm torn. I love Penn State, but I want Trent Hodley to win.
Oh, definitely. Got to go for the Lewistown guy on that one.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Go Trent. So
local. Yeah, go Trent.
We're going to talk about that and wish him the best of luck and preview each weight like we did here with Hershey. All right, that's going to. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kenny.
Oh, it's okay.
Sorry to interrupt. I got a big mouth.
Oh, I just said cool.
Yeah, it is. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the Press Box. For Kenny Varner, I'm Brian Carson. Thanks for listening, everybody. Enjoy the wrestling. Have a great weekend. We will see you next week.
Night, everybody.